You know, originally I planned to do this last night. I was going to play Breath of the Wild during the day, do this at night, but clearly those plans didn't play out. My entire day got ruined yesterday. All my plans were tossed out the window. And thus, now I'm doing this during the day now. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. I was shooting for 3, but then I didn't eat yet. So 3:30. Anyway, so I did double check. I'm supposed to catch the two separately. So this next one, catch 2, knockout 3, catch 4. Okay. Nice. That's one. That's 2. Okay, so yeah, catch 2, knockout 3. I need 3 victims, not 4. There we go. Anyway, so my plan yesterday was, well, yesterday I finally would have a day off. So, my plan was, during the day, record Breath of the Wild, since that wouldn't take too long. That would take like an hour tops. Maybe a little bit more, but that would have been fine. And then, I would actually rewatch the movie in question that we're about to go over. Because when I watched it, my friends were over and they were talking. I didn't get every last detail. So I wanted to rewatch the film before I actually went over it. And then at nighttime, I would do this and go over the film that I had just rewatched. Well, those plans didn't work out. Yesterday, all my plans to do so were ruined. So instead, what happened was, early in the morning, went out with my dad to get that new car of his. But we only left in one car. Look at that, an alpha spawn for this one. We only left in one car yesterday. So how am I supposed to get home? Either they drop me off. Or I drive home in the new car, and then eventually someone has to go back and pick them up. What ended up happening was I went to the mall. My sister came to pick me up because she had things to buy as well. And then right as we were getting home, Mom calls and is like, I need someone to pick me up. I'm not feeling well. One of you two has to fill in for me. And of course it was going to be me. Because my sister, she didn't have her makeup done. So of course it wasn't going to be her. Of course it was going to be me. So all my plans yesterday were completely ruined. You know, God forbid I make plans knowing that I have a day off. Just God forbid I do that. And it's not the first time that when I've had a scheduled day off coming up, I think about what I can do. Well, never mind. All your plans? Nope. Not happening, buddy. So, yeah, yesterday was a complete waste of my time, but, well, nothing to be done about it, can't be avoided. So instead, today, now I'm sitting at home. I wasn't even too sure if I would be able to do the way I planned. You know, rewatch the film first, before doing this during the day, and then probably another one tonight. But I actually brute forced it for you guys. I actually rewatched the entire film, and now I'm here doing this. Because, you know, a movie is about like 2 hours, and then I'll be on here for 2 hours. Yeah, I just brute forced it for y'all. You're welcome. But before we go over the film, let's see. Literally an hour or two before I'm doing this right now, we got the official trailer for Dead City Season 3, and it looks good. I still don't see the millions of walkers that were supposed to be flooding the streets of Manhattan. But it seems like Maggie wants to bring back Manhattan, allow survivors in. But it seems like Amy Garcia's character is against Negan. So that's where the conflict is going to be. And in the trailer, it even looks like there's a close call where Negan gets bit. But, I'd be pretty shocked if he actually got bit. You know? Considering these spin-offs, all our characters have plot armor. I did see that as a negative critique for the spin-offs, like the whole existence of the spin-offs. The fact that the characters, we focus on these characters, you know for a fact that they're gonna survive. They're gonna be fine. Nothing's gonna happen to them. Like, Daryl is gonna be fine in Daryl Dixon. Maggie and Negan are gonna be fine in Dead City. Rick and Michonne were gonna be fine in The Ones Who Live. Then again, Rick did cut off his own hand. But whatever, we got the trailer, it looks good. You already know I'm gonna be waiting to watch it. Season 2 was a major disappointment, so here's hoping, fingers crossed, Season 3 is better. Okay, so yesterday morning, we also got a Nintendo Direct. And people are not happy with this Direct. Okay, up next, Catch 2, Knockout 4, Catch 3. Yeah, people are not happy with this Nintendo Direct. I think it's been 9 months since the last full-blown Nintendo Direct. Not an indie showcase, not a partner showcase, like an actual Nintendo Direct. I think the last time was like 9 months ago. And fans have been starved for new content, for anything new. We were hoping that this Nintendo Direct would show us what we could expect for the second half of the year. You know, what big games are there to look forward to? And sad to say, this Direct did no such thing. At least, not really. So the Nintendo Direct consisted of a lot of like third-party games, a lot of like smaller games that nobody really cares about. You know, for a first-party Nintendo Direct, we want to see first-party games. You know, you have a complete separate presentation for a reason. You know, the partner showcase. Or the indie showcase. For a Nintendo Direct, we're kind of expecting, you know, the big hitters. Sure, games like Metroid and Pikmin, they're big, but they're not Mario and Zelda big. You know? And for over a year for the Switch 2 to be out, and there still being no main Mario or Zelda game new for the console, it's like, well, what the hell, Nintendo? What are you guys doing over there? Okay, Catch 2, Knockout 4. Zelda Remake not enough? No, it's not. Because, here, put this into perspective. Think about this. Because I saw this pointed out online, too. The new hideous Star Fox game, well, that's a remake of the original game from, like, the mid-90s. And what is this? This is a remake of Zelda Ocarina of Time, a game also from the mid-90s. Sure, they have a new coat of paint, albeit the Star Fox one is hard to look at, but they're the same game that we got before. They're remade. That's nice and all, but that's nothing new. There's no new big content. You know, it's not like, it's no Breath of the Wild. Ocarina of Time's popular, but we've already seen it. We've already played it. We want something new. They gave us Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Sure, that was nice, but we already played that. Pokopia not enough? Well, that's DLC. And also, you know I don't have the game, and I don't know if I'll pick it up. So people are not happy with this Direct. It was lackluster, wasn't really all that exciting. We had some interesting reveals, like you said. Kingdom Hearts 4, but that's a third-party game, you know? And the trailer said launching beside the Switch console, or the Switch 2 console. Which means it's launching everywhere else! PlayStation, I don't know if it's on Xbox. Well, you know, it's not exclusive to Switch 2, so a little less exciting there. Where are the first-party IPs that are console-locked? Remember when Samus was rumored to be in Fortnite, but because Nintendo is so hell-bent on their characters only appearing on their own consoles, they said no to that? Anyway, so the presentation begins with a Rhythm Heaven game. Cool. Cool. I don't really care too much about Rhythm Heaven, but cool. There's also no online multiplayer for that. You know, it's actually only local multiplayer. So unless you and your friends are all sitting in the same room, no multiplayer. Where's the next Smash Bros? Is the real question. That's a good question. Wait, Rhythm Heaven is a banger. I know it is! Yeah, I just never played too many of them. Okay, so knock out 4, catch these 3. Let me see, in no particular order. I'm not gonna mention every single game that they announced. Oh, you know what? You wanna know a game that was announced not from Nintendo? The new Spyro game. Well, that's cool. Haven't seen Spyro in quite a while. I tried to dabble in the Skylanders games. I know that's not entirely Spyro, but close enough. Yeah, I tried. Skylanders games weren't for me. Anyway, so Stellar Blade is coming to Switch 2. That's cool. They announced a bunch of, like, limited-time Donkey Kong events for some reason. Okay. I don't have Donkey Kong Bonanza, nor do I think I'll be picking it up. But, okay. Just a bunch of limited-time Donkey Kong events for some reason. They announced this pixel art cooking game with a bunch of One Piece characters. I feel like a friend of mine would enjoy that if he had a Switch. There was this, like, Final Fantasy fighter game. Well, all Final Fantasy are fighter games. It's like a 2D fighting game, but then we randomly saw, like, a 3D fully modeled Cloud Strife pop up. That came out of nowhere. Deltarune, that's cool. Fire Emblem, cool, cool. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4. I'll be honest, when Kingdom Hearts 4 first showed up, I was thinking, like, is this a new Bayonetta game? And then no, it's Kingdom Hearts. It's the next Kingdom Hearts game. Switch Sports Resort. It doesn't roll off the tongue like Wii Sports Resort does. Nintendo Switch Sports Resort. And hey, we're going back to Woohoo Island. Even though it looks slightly different, we're actually going back to Woohoo Island. That's kind of cool. Haven't seen Woohoo Island in quite a while. I didn't pick up the initial Switch Sports. I kind of doubt I'll pick this one up either. But who knows? It has like a free mode plane kind of thing that's cool, but it doesn't have sword fight. But instead, it has a thumb wrestle game. And then they spent like 2 minutes wasted on a thumb wrestle demonstration. But yeah, this direct was pretty bleak. Nothing really that worthwhile. Until the ending, when they actually confirmed all the rumors we've had for these past couple months. The fact that we are indeed getting an Ocarina of Time remake or remaster. We didn't really get any gameplay footage. We really only saw young Link sleeping in his home, and that's really it. And the graphics, they look good, but they also kind of take away the charm from the original game. I'm gonna play it though, you better bet I'm gonna play it. Ocarina of Time is goated. But I'm thinking, as happy as I am to get an Ocarina of Time remaster, we could have gotten the next mainline Zelda game, or we could have gotten literally a remaster of any other Zelda game. We already got a remake, or a remaster for the 3DS. I know that was a long time ago, but we still got it nonetheless, right? They really love to remaster the 3D games. I mean, it makes sense. The 3D games are the most popular. We got Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on the 3DS. We got Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on the Wii U. Skyward Sword on the Switch. Yeah, but only the 3D games get love. You know, I would love to see a 3D remake of a 2D game. Where is my 3D game of Minish Cap? Or better yet, where's my 3D game of Four Swords or Four Swords Adventures? Imagine that! They actually make a 3D multiplayer Zelda game. And no, I'm not talking about Triforce Heroes. Like, imagine that! Why can't we get stuff like that? I'm happy we're getting Ocarina of Time, but I would still love to see other games get the same love. Where's the Minish Cap remake? Where's the Four Swords games, huh? Hey, how about giving some love to games that actually did not get any to begin with, like Spirit Tracks or Phantom Hourglass? Wind Waker is so beloved, but the sequels are certainly not. Okay, catch 2. God, I hate using this. This is why I don't use this Pokeball. Anyways, it's supposedly coming out later this year, and all we have is a reveal trailer, not even a full-blown gameplay trailer. We did get a couple of screenshots, and it almost looks unreal. As in, it doesn't even look like a real game. It kind of looks like what a fan would think of remastering Ocarina of Time on, like, Unreal Engine 5. It kind of just doesn't even look real. Given the way the graphics are. Oh well. I do wonder, though, are we gonna get a Majora's Mask? It's too early to be asking that, but are we gonna get a Majora's Mask? You know? Majora's Mask is just as loved as Ocarina of Time, maybe a little bit less, but it is still as popular. Okay, catch 2, knockout 2, and then knock out another 2. I only need 2 of y'all. There we go. That's not 2. Anyways, what did you guys think of the Nintendo Direct? Was it disappointing? It was for me. I'll be honest, I woke up a little late. So because I woke up late, I joined late. And as I was watching, I just kind of kept on skipping forward. Like, I don't know what any of these games are. None of these interest me. I'm just gonna skip forward. Hopefully something interesting, something good interests me. Clearly not. And then I just kept skipping forward to the point I was caught up. I was caught up around the thumb wrestling point. Well, I don't know what's going on over at Nintendo. They have the Switch 2 console out for a year now, and we only have a handful of first-party exclusives. I mean, I bought the damn console already, and I haven't even opened it. Whoops. There are games, of course, that I want for the Switch 2, but, you know, not desperately to the point I already got them, right? I don't have any Switch 2 games purchased for the Switch 2 yet. Anyway, so the Nintendo Direct was pretty disappointing. You know what it kind of gave me vibes of? You know how Pokemon Directs nowadays are pretty disappointing as well? Considering they begin by announcing a whole bunch of events for non-mainline games. It's almost scripted at this point. You know exactly what they're going to announce with every Pokemon Direct. A brand new event for Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Cafe, Pokemon Go. Then again, I do play Pokemon Go. Like, they just announce a whole bunch of events for their current spin-off games. When in reality, you know, we only care about the main lines. We want the mainline information. And then they save it for the end. Well, at least we got the announcements of Persona 6! And Persona 4 Revival. Well, we already got that announcement. We saw the trailer, though. All the Xenoblade games are getting Switch 2 versions. I never played Xenoblade. Maybe one day. We did also get another Xenoblade game announced. Though it's not necessarily Xenoblade 4, but let's face it, it's Xenoblade 4. Even if it doesn't have the big 4 number on it. Okay, anyways. So, we have a movie to go over today. Let me see, when did this movie come out? Oh, this film came out in January. So this film came out just over 5 months ago. I remember seeing trailers for this. I didn't really think too much of it. But now I watched it and I enjoyed it. So, the movie in question is Send Help. This movie stars Rachel McAdams, Dylan O'Brien. Well, it mostly stars those two. Other actors are like very background characters. I haven't really seen Dylan O'Brien in many other things. Maze Runner, Bumblebee, what else was he in? Anyways, I haven't really seen Dylan O'Brien in many other things. Rachel McAdams, though, I swear, I cannot see her and not think of Mean Girls. Okay, so up next, Catch 2, Knockout 2, Knockout 3, Catch 2. Wow. Okay, so Catch 2, Knockout 2. Come on, aggro you. There we go. So I watched this film last week. My friends came over. Yeah, we watched it. They were talking, so I didn't really hear everything the film said. So I rewatched the entire movie earlier today just to go over it in better detail here. Alright, let's begin, shall we? So this film, starring primarily Rachel McAdams, she plays Linda Little, who nobody likes at her job, despite doing a lot of heavy lifting at the company. Okay, Knockout 2, now Knockout 3. No, that's 2. I need 3. So, the character Donovan even takes credit for all her hard work. You know, they work at like an office building. There's a lot of computer spreadsheets that needs to be done, and she just does it all. But this dick Donovan just takes all the credit for her work. At home, Linda talks to her bird on how the president's son is taking over. And she'll get the promotion she was promised by, you know, the president. You know, the new guy's father. She makes herself a tuna salad sandwich. Watches Survivor on TV. Alright, so the new president, Bradley Preston, is a douche. He's a huge douchebag. He's definitely one of those rich, spoiled dirtbags who knows nothing of running a business, had that privileged life his whole life. Okay, catch the remaining two. God, I hate this Pokeball sometimes. Alright, so Linda tries to talk to him after eating her sandwich at her desk, and I'll give Bradley this. She should have wiped her mouth before talking to him, because she had a piece of something stuck on her lip, and Bradley just could not help but focus in on that. Did I just knock that out? I was supposed to catch that. Yeah, she should have wiped her mouth. And somehow, while talking, the piece stuck to her face ends up on his arm. I don't know exactly how that happened. So instead of giving the promotion to Linda, he instead gives it to his friend, Donovan. Linda barges into Bradley in a meeting with a beautiful woman and questions the promotion. Yeah, Bradley offers a list of bullshit excuses and offers her to join them on the plane ride they have scheduled the next day. Something about the company has some Bangkok merger. And then Bradley's fiance walks in with a huge rock on her finger. Seems like Bradley also likes dipping into some chocolate himself, just like Mr. Tyson. Yeah, and before Linda leaves, also tells her some complaints, some of his own complaints about her eating at her desk being odors, kind of like tuna salad. So yeah, Linda, she's now hurt, you know, she lost the promotion she was promised by the previous president. According to Linda, she worked here for 7 years, while Donovan has been here for 6 months. And then she was also humiliated by her lunch. Come on, that's kind of cruel. But I will kind of give Bradley this. Not only should she have wiped her mouth before talking to him, but she should have also, you know, probably not eaten at her desk. I mean, then again, it's America, baby. So, only now does everyone notice Linda as she leaves the president's office on the verge of tears. So Linda arrives at the plane the next day, and no one is happy she's actually there, despite literally being invited by the new president of the company himself for her to join. It was exactly the brand new Deep meme where he walks in, Homelander and Old Father are upset. It was exactly that. She just shows up, everyone's upset she's there. Okay, so catch 2. Knockout 2. On the flight, Linda is hard at work and also listening to some music. Donovan shows everyone her survival audition footage, which he somehow has. Maybe Linda posted it online? Maybe. And everyone laughs at Linda, who is now in tears because she realizes everyone's laughing at her. Man, Bradley even looks back at her with tears in her eyes and still laughs at her. Well, anyway, so something happens to the plane. Maybe Homelander attacked it. Because the plane starts going down. The engine catches on fire. And somehow the door on the side even breaks open? Okay. So everything and everyone is flying out of the plane. Donovan tries to ask Linda to give him her seat, more like demanding. As he is about to be sucked out of the plane, he's kind of just like, Linda, help! Give me your seat! And your seatbelt! Anyway, so of course Donovan flies out of the plane. Good riddance, he was a dick. Donovan's tie gets stuck as he flies out, and he is literally just hanging outside the plane. Damn, that's some Final Destination type of shit right there. So the plane crashes into the ocean, and Linda frees herself from her seat and swims up. She is stranded in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the night, and then the screen cuts to black. We come back to Linda somehow waking up, washed ashore on a deserted island. Man, you ever notice that movies always do this? Whenever a character is stranded in the middle of the ocean and there is like 0 chance of survival, we always cut to black and just cut back to the character somehow drifting ashore. It always happens. The only case I can think of that did not happen was Alvin and the Chipmunks shipwrecked. Remember that? Anyways. So, Linda finds herself on a deserted island, and Bradley is there too. Bradley washes ashore as well, because he put on a life jacket. Yeah, Bradley is knocked out, and his leg is injured. So, Linda immediately goes to work surviving. Anyway, so that was knockout 3. We'll catch the remaining 2. Okay, so Linda immediately goes to work surviving. She chips rocks to make them sharp to cut plants, uses dried roots to tie branches together, builds shelter, prepares coconuts to catch rainwater, even builds shade for Bradley. They survive the first night's rainstorm. Bradley wakes up. Linda gives him rainwater from a coconut. She also makes a fire and cooks fish she caught. She tries to give Bradley, but he's super ungrateful. Oh, disgusting. Cooked fish? Unclean from the ocean? No seasoning? Oh, disgusting. How dare you? Yeah, Bradley questions why she was so focused on food, water, and shelter instead of finding GPS tracking or anything from the plane wreck. Newsflash, buddy, the plane is under the ocean. This isn't like the Hatchet novel where the plane crash landed into a lake. Anyone else read that book? I did. It's one of the few books I actually did read. Anyway, so claiming he can survive on his own without her, Linda leaves him, taking all her food and water. Oh boy, Bradley, you spoiled brat. You've done it this time. Now you are all alone. Unable to move because of your injured leg, no food or water. Yeah, hard to survive the harsh conditions at night, ain't it? Dude even had the nerve to constantly check his watch like, how dare she? How dare she not stay and feed me? Anyways. So Linda comes back, reiterating to him that they aren't in the office anymore. So Linda goes and hunts down a boar for more sustenance. And then we get this, like, bloody sequence of Linda hunting down the CGI boar. They cook the boar over the bonfire and have good laughs. Eh, that was nice. The next day, Linda finds a waterfall to shower under, with all her clothes on. She notices a boat going by, and instead of signaling for help, she decides to hide. Because she's thinking, if she can get onto Bradley's good side, maybe she can get that promotion after all. Boy, would Bradley be mad if he found out. But how exactly would he find out, right? Like, how exactly would he find out? Unless Bradley himself saw the boat, and then the boat people say, oh, we saw that woman, but she didn't signal for help, so we just left her. We assumed she didn't want help. Unless something like that happened, which thankfully it didn't. Okay, that one's done. Well, Linda going back to their camp, Linda has now even made herself a makeshift backpack. This girl is very resourceful. Bradley wants to make a help sign with rocks and build a raft, you know, the typical things you think of. But Linda wants to continue surviving. Bradley decides to go off on his own, thinking it's super easy to survive, make shelter, get rescued. And of course he fails miserably, especially with an injured leg. At the same time, we saw that Linda has made herself a sun hat, hammock, and even DIY moisturizer for herself. Bradley uses the coconut trick to collect rainwater, and comically, the rain stops right when he tries. Linda catches fish with ease, pointing out Bradley spelled Heppel instead of help with his rocks. He also built it way too small. Like, he put the rocks together way too small. No passing plane is going to see that sign. You know, a help sign made of rocks needs to be massive. Yeah, Linda catches fish with ease, and Bradley resorts to eating a cockroach. Ah yes, the shrimp of the land. Orm would be proud. So Bradley decides to plea to Linda, who has created a full-blown Michelin star sushi feast. She now has chopsticks, a knife she said she washed ashore, and even sauce to dip in. Well, that's one caught at least. Well, Bradley apologizes, taking back everything he said. Even compliments her great looks. Totally different from The Office. Minimum clothes on a woman can shift a guy's whole perspective, eh? I'm not gonna lie, Rachel McAdams still looks great for nearly being 50. I'd still smash. I'm sorry, what? Who said that? Anyways, but we all know that these are empty praises just so he can eat and be taken care of. Linda also knows this, and taunts him by drinking clean, refreshing, hydrating water out of her bamboo cup that she engraved her name onto. Wait, so it was catch 2, knockout 2. Yeah, before Linda agrees to, you know, give him some food, she asks, how much is he willing to go above and beyond for her? And then Bradley just slowly begins to take his shirt off, and Linda just stops him on the spot. See, Linda is a good person, unlike Bradley, and she lets him eat. And you can see on his face he hates that he has been defeated, humiliated this way. What even just happened? Did I knock out 2 or did I knock out 1? I think I knocked out 1. I'm too I'm too busy talking. I'm not even paying attention. Anyway, so Linda suggests they go on a hike. Now that Bradley's leg is better, they hike to a very high cliffside. Looks like the cliff that they jumped off of in Total Drama Island. Linda teaches Bradley how to tell if a berry is poisonous or not. You rub it on your skin for a reaction first. If there's a negative reaction, definitely don't eat it. You don't want to rub it on your insides. Alright, now on higher ground, Linda points to an X-shaped rock formation in the distance and says that over there is all thorns and poison vines, so never go over there. On their way back, Linda steps onto an unstable spot and almost falls to her death. Bradley saves her, and hey, it seems like they're growing closer. So that night, they sit and talk about themselves over a bonfire, how Linda was married once, but not anymore. Linda even managed to make her own alcohol. So, Linda wakes up hungover and sees a butt-naked Bradley bathing in the ocean. Another storm blows through, destroying their camp, causing them to seek shelter in a cave. And then they use body heat for warmth. Seems like these two are growing a lot more closer, aren't they? The next morning, Linda calls out for Bradley, who is doing something of his own in secret. And Bradley suggests treating Linda to dinner as a kind gesture. It turns out he poisoned Linda. The food he prepared, he poisoned her. And now he enacts his plan. Bradley built a raft in secret. As he takes the raft, you even see that he took Linda's cup that has her name engraved in it. I don't know why he did that. Maybe it was just a petty move. So Bradley tries escaping, screaming back, "Fuck you, Linda!" Of course, the flimsily made raft fails. Bradley almost drowns, hallucinating his fiancée, but turns out Linda just mustered up the strength to drag him out of the water and resuscitate him. At the same time, throwing up on his face in the process. Okay, so now knockout 2. How many did I even have aggroed? Okay, I had 3. Didn't even see the third one. Where's the fourth one? Ah, there's the fourth one, all the way in the distance. Okay, so now knockout 2, and then knockout 4. The next morning, Bradley claims he was only trying to knock her out, not poison her. Bradley, on the verge of tears, looks remorseful for the first time. Linda offers him a skewer with mini octopus and maybe what looks like taro, maybe? I don't know. Linda offers him something to eat. You know, Linda just goes like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna eat. I'm still a little queasy from last night." So yeah, Bradley eats and he begins to feel off. Then paralyzed. It turns out Linda caught, cooked, and fed him blue ring octopus. Yeah, he won't die from the neurotoxin. And it will wear off, but for now, he can't move or feel. And this next moment, I gotta tell you, was pretty diabolical. Now that Bradley is paralyzed, he can't move, he can't feel, but he's still very much conscious and alive, Linda pulls out her knife and prepares to teach him a lesson. She sharpens it with a rock, puts it in the fire, and explains how, as a little girl, she had a misbehaved dog. The way to fix that was to have the dog fixed. She says this all while taking off his pants. Linda goes down with the knife. You see tears in Bradley's eyes. You kind of can't blame him there. And blood sprays up. And then Linda, she just shows it was a rat she was cutting. It was a rat. Hey, relax, big boy. I'm only cutting a rat in between your thighs. But then whispers into his ear, next time it won't be a rat. Alright, days later, Bradley hasn't said anything, and he even has the nerve to be upset. Like, are you kidding me, man? Linda offers to go to find the best fruit to cheer him up. And as she's out searching, she actually gets spotted by a search boat with Bradley's fiancé. And the man, you know, the man actually sailing the boat. So that was knockout 4. Catch the last one. Yeah, Bradley's fiancé actually found her. And of course she wants to see her fiancé. She wants to see Bradley. So, Linda leads them to the cliff's edge, claiming it is a shortcut to where they are. Yeah, she leads them right to the unstable spot. And then, you know, while the guy is trying to save Bradley's fiancé from falling to her death, we just cut. We cut back to Linda meeting back up with Bradley, and he notices that she's upset over something. Think I can take on 2? I'll try. Anyways, yeah, so Linda goes back to Bradley. Bradley says he found more boar tracks, but Linda takes a quote-unquote sick day, because she's a little upset over what she just had to do. Linda also left her knife out in the open. Stupid move there. And Linda dreams that Bradley's fiancé survived, washes ashore, and will expose everything. But it was just a dream. And then there was also this, like, zombie face that showed up for no reason. I don't know. Bradley, while hunting, finds a hand sticking out of the sand and recognizes a huge diamond ring. And for some reason, comically, only the hand is sticking out. Only her hand is sticking out of the sand. And only the hand with the ring on it. Not the other hand, not any other body part. Specifically, only the hand with the ring is sticking out of the sand. Yeah, Bradley is now upset and on his way to confront Linda. Linda says it was an accident, which we know is an which we know is a lie. Clearly wasn't. Because we saw in a quick flashback, she used a rock to bash the guy's head, sending them both over the edge. She sees Bradley as a threat, reaches for her knife, but Bradley has it. So Linda runs into the woods. They fight, lots of blows and injuries. Yeah, Bradley rips off her hair and even a part of her scalp. Linda bites Bradley's shoulder the way Mark bit Conquest. Not quite how Rick killed Joe the Claimer, though. Bradley digs his thumb into Linda's eye. Linda bites Bradley's finger, taking off the ring. You know, the ring that he took back from his fiance's body. And she swallows it. Yeah, in the fight, Linda picks up the knife Bradley dropped, stabs him in the waist, and he runs off. He runs off to the dangerous part of the island Linda warned him about. And he finds a huge mansion. He finds a mansion there. Fridge filled with bottled water. By the time Bradley gets there, Linda has already made it there. And is in the command room with the cameras and control to the whole house, taunting Bradley over the speakers. How exactly did a knife wash up on shore? Well, it didn't. She found this place, she took the knife with her, and she got rid of all the other knives. Turns out, obviously, the mansion is owned by some rich guy. Linda saw a boat delivering goods to it, saw the password to enter, disabled all cameras when she broke in. Okay, right now, catch 3, knockout 2, catch 4. What the hell? Yeah, so she broke in and disabled all the cameras. Well, that explains where so much fruit came from. Well, Bradley explores and thinks he found where Linda is. So then Linda just pops out, pointing a shotgun to him. Bradley just goes onto his knees, pleading for his life, claiming he loves Linda. And it seems like he almost actually convinces Linda, because Linda says she loves him too. But clearly neither sides meant it. Because Linda notices the horns from some nearby statues are gone. Bradley has them to use as a weapon. Bradley does manage to take the gun, but it isn't loaded. So they fight again. Linda gets the upper hand. She grabs a nearby golf club and swings at Bradley's head. Right when the golf club was about to make contact with his noggin. Now we jump nearly a year forward, where Linda is playing golf and is a famous icon for survival. The sole survival of a plane crash, and she was found on a raft, alone at sea. Yeah, it's presumed Bradley is dead. I'm not gonna lie, if I was in that position, I would have killed this douchebag long ago. Especially after he poisoned me. And, well, after I killed him, I probably would have ate him. I would have ate him for sustenance, grinded down all the bones, because, you know, no evidence. Yeah, it's presumed Bradley's dead. She also now has a bestseller, which is being turned into a movie. She's also going to be writing a self-help book. So Linda drives off into the sunset with her bird. One way or another starts playing. And she breaks the fourth wall by looking ominously right at the camera. And that's the end of the movie. Finally, a movie where our protagonist wins at the end. Does nothing wrong. Sure, she killed Bradley, but he was a dick. He was a douchebag. Sure, he killed his innocent fiancée and that other innocent guy, but you know what? Don't worry about it. We root for Linda. Linda's our hero. Linda's our protagonist in this film. Finally, a movie where the good guy wins. I see nothing wrong with everything she did. There are a couple things that the film did not cover, though. Like, maybe I didn't pay attention, but did she shit out the diamond ring and keep it? I wonder. I didn't exactly pay attention to her finger at the very end. Maybe she wore the big-ass diamond ring. I don't know, they never really explained that. They never explained what happened with the diamond ring. Did she just shit it out and just forget about it? Now I need to knock out 2. Where's the 4th one? 1, 2, 3... Oh, there's the 4th one. Are you serious? And also, you know, they claim that Linda was found in the middle of the sea, alone on a raft. So, she wasn't found on the island, on the supposed deserted island. So she actually left on a raft to bank on being found? Which I guess would kinda make sense, because if she had stayed, the owners would have found the entire home ransacked, all the security cameras cut off, you know? It's like, well, if you were stranded on this island for months, why did you disable all the cameras? Right? So I guess that would have made a little more sense. Wow, did you see that? Now I need to catch the remaining 4. Anyways, this was a pretty good movie. Well acted, well paced, simple premise, simple settings, and I am so glad they did not go a particular direction that you would expect from a movie like this. On face value, that is. This is a comedy horror film, more on the comedy than horror. It really wasn't any horror at all. There was like a jump scare during, there was a jump scare during the plane crash, but that's about it. In terms of horror, you know, it was more like blood with hunting the boar, blood with them fighting. Not a whole lot of horror in this movie. But then again, they do throw F-bombs every now and then, so it's more like a, you know. I don't know if this would be rated R. I think so anyways, whatever. This could have very easily been a PG-13 film. But thankfully it's not. But I'm so glad they did not go in the direction. Turning these two from enemies to lovers. I am so glad they did not do that. Because not only was Bradley a humongous douchebag who was already engaged, they actually throw you a curveball in this film. They made it seem like these two actually are growing closer. When Bradley saved Linda from falling off the cliff, and then they were all... When Linda was on top of him for that, when Linda saw his butt-naked ass bathing in the ocean, when they were in the cave close together for body heat, it really made you seem like... Or wait, made it seem like to you that they were growing closer. But thank God they did not, because Bradley is a humongous dick who just time and time again betrays Linda and is full of ego and pride. Thank God they did not actually fall in love, end up together. Thank God for that. Because I'll be honest, I would have hated seeing these two together. Given how much you've established Bradley as such a douchebag, you know? So I'm glad they did not go in that direction. Come on, let me just aggro 1. Okay, 2 works. How was that not... Wow. Hold on, I gotta reply to a text real quick. Okay, we'll cross that one off. Now let's catch 3, knockout 3, catch 3. How long have I been going for? Just over an hour. Well, now I have nothing else to talk about. I went over the film. Now I got nothing to go over. My friends are planning a road trip sometime in like maybe early August. Right now it seems like the destination might be Halifax or Newfoundland, but one of them doesn't really want to go to Newfoundland. Newfoundland. We will have to wait and see. I'm down. I don't really have shit going on ever. Or at least I would have said that before this new job. Newfoundland. Newly Fondland. I would be down 100%, but I kind of have to say no promises. My coworker is expecting late August to early September, and off chance it's a little bit early to mid August, then I kind of can't go. I have to work. Oh, fun story. So, I asked her if they came up with names for the new kid yet, for their second daughter. I asked, "Have you thought of any names yet?" And she told me that when she told me the name, I'm like, "Excuse me? You're naming her Juicy?" No, Josie. Oh, I could have sworn I heard you say you were naming your daughter Juicy. It's like, the hell you naming your kid after Juicy Fruit for? No, naming her Josie. Ah. Wait until the Assams call her with their Chinese accents. Are either gonna say, "Ah, Juicy," or they're gonna go, "Ah, Josie." They're probably gonna say Juicy, actually. "Ah, Juicy. You eat yet? Boyfriend yet, Juicy?" That's illegal in France? What is, Juicy Fruit? I actually thought she said she was going to be naming her daughter Juicy. I'm like, Juicy? No, Josie. Oh, naming your child Juicy is illegal in France? What a weird fact that is. Okay, so let's see. Catch 3. Knockout 3. Well, anything that people will reasonably make fun of is illegal to name. People make fun of my name, comparing it to cows, but you don't see my name being illegal. So I mentioned this to my friends in the group chat, and then they asked me, "What would you name your kid?" And then I told them straight up, if I had 100% of the say, if I have a boy in the future, first name would probably be AJ, literally just my name and then Junior afterwards. Middle name would be Billy. And if I have a second kid, middle name would be Toby. So my friend asked, wow, you would name your kid after you? And I'm just like, yes, curse my child to be compared to cows and Scottish people. What am I even supposed to be doing right now? I need to knock out 3. Ha! You wanna know another meme I saw online? I saw a meme where it is... The caption was... Dad, I'm being made fun of at school for being short. And then me apologizing to my son for choosing like a 5-foot baddie. And then it's just Aaron crying, saying sorry to Ramsey. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Forgive me, I'm so very sorry, son. Well, anyways, unless I watch Scary Movie 6 in time for the next time I'm here to do this, we still have the rest of the episodes of From. You know, we're only halfway into the season. And we still have Spider Noir. I have not watched a single episode of that yet. I have not had time. But rather, I had time to re-watch a film today. Let me think, what else? Yeah, unless I watch Scary Movie 6 anytime soon. Next time, From and Spider Noir, finally. Oh, I also saw this post earlier today. Hold on, let me pull it up. It's a post saying happy 35th birthday to Abraham Papula. He portrayed Ryan in Morbius, Dag in The Marvels, and Tombstone in Spider Noir. And I'm just like, are we sure this guy's not a Nexus being? Are we sure? This guy was in the Venomverse, the MCU, and now Spider Noir. Are we sure this guy's not a Nexus being? Oh crap, give me a second. Okay, where were we? A friend of mine told me that the next From episode answers a lot of questions and that I'll really enjoy it. And I'm just thinking, I don't know if I'm inclined to believe you or not. You know, I endured 3 seasons of From to get to season 4, a season which I'm finally actually enjoying for a change. Meanwhile, when I suggested Arrow to this guy, he couldn't sit through 3 seasons to get to one that was bad. And I just sent him the gif of Aquaman pointing. Trust me, it gets better after 357 episodes. Man, I kind of miss cable television. Even though it was filler for, like, majority of the runtime. Shows do be like that, though. Yeah, I really do miss cable television. We would have content throughout the year, whether it was good or bad, we would still have content. And then, you could count on a new season coming out the next year. Maybe a year and a half to 2, if at worst. But nowadays, you have to wait like 2-3 years for a new season of like 8 episodes. Or even 6. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Also miss tuning in at specific times, and then going online right after to discuss with people. Yeah, it must be nice. I got no one to discuss with. Otherwise, why would I be going over films and movies here? You know, not only does the new method of content creation suck for us, the consumers, we get less content, albeit higher quality. We get less content. We get less content in a longer period of time. Not only is it bad for us like that, it's also bad for actors, too. A lot of small-time actors who do... I don't want to say part-time roles. But, you know, does smaller time roles, not the main lead on a show, does like 1 to 2 seasons of work, maybe shows up in the background every couple episodes. You know, smaller actors are also getting shafted hard because of this. All these higher quality shows, all the Star Wars shows, the House of the Dragon, whatnot, Euphoria, they all have like Oscar-winning actors portraying them. No room for small actors anymore. You know, not everyone can have the Simon Williams story. Oh yeah, they're also teasing production maybe starting starting soon for Season 2 of Wonder Man. It's still amazing that of all shows, Wonder Man was the one that got renewed. Not Moon Knight, not Hawkeye. Wonder Man. Cross that one off. Catch 3, knockout 4, catch 2. Ooh. Ignore that. So, buddies, how's work? Don't you get off at 5? Aren't you getting off soon? Okay, so catch 3, knockout 4. I need all of you aggroed, all of you. Okay, what now? Knockout 4, catch the remaining 2. Stupid lock-on system. Turn around, please. Wow. nothing here. Okay, catch 4, knockout 2, knockout 3. And this one will be permutation number 35. Oh yeah, so about some of the previous films I've went over. The Backrooms, there's now this meme about Kane Pixel's, yes, he is 20. He is 20 years old. As in, like, everything Kane Parsons does is quite an achievement because, yes, he is only 20 years old. And then in terms of Mortal Kombat 2, I did rewatch the movie, and upon second viewing, I did notice that some of the fight scenes, some of the choreography is a little more janky than the first time I saw. But then again, it is a drastic step up from the first film. Okay, that was catch 1. How many was it? Catch 4. Now I kind of lost count. How many was that? I'm going to say that was 4. Now I need to knock out 2. We will know at the end, because there will be 3 left. Okay, good. 3 left. What the hell? Nothing for this one. Catch 4, knockout 3, catch 2. Yeah, so first catch 4. I've still only caught 1 so far. Yo! What the hell? I only caught 1! So finally, 2. Three. 4. That was 4, right? So catch 4, knockout 3. What the hell? Surprise! That's all 4 though. I need one of you to back out. Bruh. Okay, now catch the remaining... Is it 2? Yeah, 2. Those counted as back strikes? And neither even caught! Bruh. What? I have no clue what happened there. Nothing. Catch 4, knockout 4, catch 1. Crap. Well, that's botched. So that's only 2 so far. That counted as a backstrike? So that's 3. And then this one just won't leave me alone. Okay, so 4. And now knockout 4. That's not 4. Why are you over there looking off at the sunset? Did I just hear another shiny sound? Did you guys hear that? Okay, now I need to catch the last one, but did I hear something? I did! I heard something! Well, it's not you. There's something around here. Is it in the water? Is that it? Is that a shiny Barboach? It is! Oh man, but if I don't get this shiny Alpha Spiritomb, then I can't keep that shiny Barboach. Oh, that's a shame. I'm going to have to sacrifice that shiny Barboach for the greater good. Do I even have a shiny Barboach in this game? I may not. That actually might be one I don't have. Hold on, what odds is that? Because I don't have the shiny charm yet. Is that one full odds? It is! Because I'm only at level 4, and I have no shiny charm. That's a full odd shiny! Oh, that's what makes it suck even more. Nope. No, 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 no. Damn, a full odd shiny Barboach, and I can't even keep it. Well, at least I somehow only engage with you. Man, no wonder Legends Arceus never had competitive. Okay, hold on. Do I have a shiny Barboach in this game? I don't. I do not have a shiny Barboach in this game. Damn, that's a great shame too. I don't have that shiny in this game, and it's a full odd shiny. Oh, pain! I have 11 more permutations to go, and there's a good chance that so far, with my luck, I'm not going to get a shiny Alpha Spiritomb in those last 11. Like I said before, I will still get a shiny Spiritomb and an Alpha for my decks, but oh, that full odds shiny Barboach, one that I don't have. Oh, that hurts. Catch 1, knockout 2, catch 1, knockout 2, catch 3. Okay, so catch 1, knockout 2. I wonder if it's possible for the tree to block it. Ah, that's 3! You just had to enter the frame. Okay, knockout 2. Now catch 1. Okay, catch one. Now I need to knock out 2 more. Now I need to catch the last 3. Just in case. Damn it! I decided too late to try to use the jet balls. I'll probably do one more permutation and then I'll call it for today. And then we will conclude this next time. Wow, I'm surprised even one of those caught. Nothing. Okay, so this one. Catch 1, knockout 2, catch 1, knockout 3, catch 2. Wow. Okay, so first catch 1. Now knock out 2. I need 2. I only need 2. So after knocking out 2, catch 1 more, and then knock out 3. Wow. What a fail that was. Okay, catch 1, knock out 3. Okay, knock out 3, catch the last 2. Bruh. Clearly, that was not the one I was trying to aim for. Fine. Auto-aim, you want to go for that one? I'll aim myself. Oh, now you want to aim for the one that turned around. Well, no shinies today. Well, except for a failed Barboach. I'll see you guys next time. We end on Permutation 39, so next time we have 40 to 49 to go. 10 more, and then that's it. Alright, see ya.